Hello, once again, Hambbage here. Welcome if you're a first time visitor. Welcome if you've been here more times than you can count on your fingers and toes put together. I'm glad to have you either way, and it's finger licking good, yo. All right, let's go ahead and kick off this world. So I think we're launching just about in time for the arrival of either the garbage trucks or the lawnmower people. I think today maybe both. I have kind of given up all chance of knowing. They seem to be on an off pattern the last couple weeks. I don't know what's going on, but I think today may be the day. So prepare yourselves and your eardrums, everybody. Now we'll see how far we go, how loud they get, all that good stuff. Uh-oh, if it gets overwhelming, then we'll figure out what needs to be done. So, let's review a little bit. In our last episode, we went that away. We were cooking up that last smoothstone I just pulled out of the deal. So we hopped in our boat, went across there, and had said, you know what would be nice would be if we could get some bamboo. And, with a Minecraft version of about a mile of shore, we walked up over the edge of a mountain, and the next thing we knew, we were looking at a jungle. So we got all the bamboo we needed to start our little farm there. We got some cocoa beans, we got some jungle wood and some saplings, and we had a really good walk around the jungle. Checked it out. We did not sadly find any of the bamboo forest biomes, the hills or the plains or the edge or whatever the ones are. So that was a bit regrettable, I think. But it was a thing, and we did it. And now we are really pretty well set to begin real work on that. But to do so, to make it a lot easier, we want to have... I heard a meh. Was that a one-armed trader? Was that a pillager? Kind of sounded like a witch. But anyway, we want to get scaffolding for our build because it will make the whole process very much easier than trying to use ladders or pillar or any of that kind of stuff. So we're going to let our bamboo over there build up. We'll kind of make that into a grove, and I think while we allow that to happen, we'll do just a bit more work here on our farm. Look at that, our beets are close. Shovels. Okay. So I'll do that too. So 2 shovels. Out of the way. This and this. Those away. Nope. There we go. So here we go once again. We'll do these two outer edges. That'll be one for a fence and one for walkways. And that will begin to let us secure our farm from wandering, particularly spiders. Yeah, it's a witch. Huh. I don't even know if we still have the bow in here. That's the main thing with witches. Gotta get them early because they're poisonous. That's worse than cave spiders. All right. Good. So now we have a nice little area here where we can more. I'm kind of like hitched. Nope. Go extra light. I think we'll put the wall on the outside on this one. And that'll okay. Oops. Misses. There we go. Oop. Interesting. We can hear that witch, but it's letting us sleep out here. All right. Let's get our. Whatever. With our potatoes being so novel, we'll not risk breaking any of those. But while the wheat is getting going, we'll just keep going. If we can get a row, that will eventually have us pretty close to a full field's worth. All right, now we also need this. Put this away, these and these away. Go ahead and make those up. dig this this polished deep stone or deep slate. I think it's great. With that being said, I'm kind of wondering. I don't think that what we have will go very far, and I kind of want to use it as a decorative element in the tower too, in addition to our farms and everything else. So it could really become the block we use the most. But oops, as we're getting going here, I wanted to. That's not a pick. I wanted to frame these out a bit. Now, how far? These are the same. So I think we'll keep them the same on both sides. Just make this a little, make this a nice little double. Ah. Double section here. And then we went to here. So it'll be 1, 2. But then we'd want to do another. That's kind of perfect. So many underground zombies. I mean, I guess that's good because we do need coal quite badly. Oh, I missed. Did I miss? That's alright, because I actually think we want to do this. There's a lot going on underneath us. This is purely cosmetic on this part, just so in case anybody's wondering. I'm pretty sure there is absolutely no difference. I mean, you can look there, no difference sand versus dirt on how the bamboo is growing. It's bamboo. It grows quickly and it grows everywhere. So I just wanted to eventually make this all uniform. So we certainly don't mind having a bunch of sand in advance. And popping it up like this is a good way to do that. All right. So now all right, there's all our bamboo. And that's why we use the iron sword, not one of our diamonds, because look, it's already almost used up just in the harvesting of the bamboo. Good old coffee. All right, so we are close now. Just want to get these last few bits here. We'll do some torching and planting, or planting and then torching. And then I think we'll be pretty well set with bamboo. It comes so quickly. This is probably more than we need, honestly, but I just wanted to do up a kind of finished enough looking grove that we can call it good. Whoa. Not intended. Grab up what pieces of stuff we can. Alright, now we just need to figure out a lighting scheme. Which I think is as easy as just doing 2 between each one. And super overkill. Oh, how did that come out wrong? Ooh. Oh, we can't even do like a central thing to set it off. This is the problem with uniformity and worrying about cosmetics. You start doing random stuff like this. And here. That's not going to be enough. Right then. Here's that sorted. Now our torches all make sense. All in the pattern. Extra bamboo for everyone. Tidy up a bit over here. All right, I think that's pretty well done. So back to here. Oop. Park the boat. We don't need that. We don't need this at the moment. Do need those. And I think let's just pull back this a little bit more. And do some bamboo storage right in there. In fact, let's just remember, hey, we've got sand here because we don't really have a space for that back inside either. Okay, then shovel doodaloos. Sword, in case we need it. Doing okay over here. And I think we'll just use up this shovel because, again, it's not super sexy or exciting, but we'll want this one as well for carrots and potatoes. And since we're just kind of in a have and be done with scaffold, I hope we have enough string. Never really had an issue with coming short on bamboo because of the strings. I think it's like a 6-to-1 bamboo and string for the scaffold, so I think we can still make plenty. The most important piece of bamboo or section that we need is to go up the middle of the drop chute and build up that tower. Makes all the difference to have that there. Come back down and place the signs and all for the water break. All those are just really, really important. Okay, it's a little further maybe than intended at first. I know we've already got a surplus of dirt, but oh, maybe that's another thing we can do here. I don't think we're gonna be handcuffed by inventory concerns just by using up the shovel or the day. But maybe we also start staging and ferrying supplies over. So that would get all the smooth stone onto the dirt box. Then we can keep using the dirt box for the growth. Getting close to halfway, and you know, a good half episode it was, considering our success with the bamboo. Now, I don't know if this is far enough yet. I think that will be. Do I have any other partial shovels? No, this is it. Alright, good there. It's all going to time itself very nicely with the sun going down as we're running back. Tools to trade out. A little bit more wood as well. We're certainly going to need that. What can we put anywhere? Sticks. Alright, let's do that. Whoa. No. Would you guys go? Then you come. Whew. And honestly, we can carry that. That gives us one more. Alright, I will sleep. I get coffee. Start the day with a boat trip. I'd really like to go poke my head underneath the bamboo farm and see if I can clear out all those mobs. See some of these caves, because those would typically have a lot of coal in them. And coal is our friend. Alright, long ladder climb here. I guess I get lots of opportunities for coffee, but while we're climbing here, endlessly up a ladder, I've been thinking a bit here, and I don't think we've talked too much about it. Obviously, we're going to use the smooth stone to build the boxes and everything, but I also think I'd like to clad this tower in something decorative with deep slate and smooth stone. Now that obviously will take more resources and everything, but I think will be worth it. And I kind of think I'd like to put a parallel foot on the other side, kind of underneath the kill chamber, so we have two spires and it's not just a thing hanging off a single one. Kind of in prelude to decorating it. But that will all come in time. For now, with limited space, we just want to get ourselves a nice storage supply inventory. Don't think there's anything else we need to leave up here right now. So let's go ahead and go on back down. Do. Guess I could have been shifting that whole time. Alright, here's our boat. Back on over to home. Ferry mission 1 accomplished. And this is the first place where having a pair of ender chests really can come in handy. Obviously, we need a lot of stuff before then. We need 2 ender pearls and obsidian. But given the ender pearls, I just want to grab. Let's grab 2 of these. I want to see how far along we are with the scaffold we can build, and I assume. Oh, we got a lot more string than I thought. So yeah, we can do quite nicely. I guess it doesn't hurt to bring those. We'll have a couple here. We'll end up needing a bit more than this, but that's okay. Don't need to carry that around this time. Not using the... Where did these come from? Why didn't I use those? I guess I just pulled out of the other box. I don't know how those ended up with the cobblestone. Alright, well, that's good. 2.5 stacks of those. Next up. Perfect. Also, can we... I think we're pretty far from needing hose. It's not a hoe. I can certainly switch out that for the time being. Might as well whip these up. And then we still have a stack. And we'll definitely take the wood over as logs for these. With the trapdoors, I guess it's not really that bulky because you're actually consolidating down out of the planks, but I think you're still getting 2 per log. Right? Each log breaks into 4. Or what is it? It's 6? 6 to 2 is the conversion? I don't know. Whatever. Oh, get going up here. Just the sound effect sounds slower than the do we think like occasionally holding down the space bar? I don't think that makes any difference at our climbing rate. Almost makes us want to risk it all and head to the nether for soul sands, just a piece, but alright, there's that. We'll make this tools and functional stuff. We'll make this wood. Whee! Shift. About halfway down. You do move faster with a shift and the space in the elevators. A little tip there. Unless you enjoy the ride and just want to savor it. Alright. So one more load of logs, which I think we can kind of do in the overnight. That would work. I think we've got about 20 minutes left here. There's that. Alright, that's a pretty massive load of timber. So then we can come back after this one, make hoppers and more chests and carpet and signs, the various implements we will need. That was hopefully is safe. That the top should be well enough lit that there shouldn't be anything spawning on us up there. If there is, look out. And so now we may as well do all the unloading in the nighttime. So that is a good batch of wood or logs. Another 7 making me feel a lot better as we run through stuff. And I do think, just to be safe, get these corners. I do think deep slate is something else we want more of for the complementary stuff. As much as I had once been willing to make a cobblestone box and put everything in it, I don't think that's worth the having to look at it for the rest of all time. So, a little bit more work on gathering stuff up, but I think we've done a fair bit of that for today, and now it's time for the reward. For me and for you. I'll just zip on back to home here. Park. Alright, we got those all back. Clean up that. How are we out of torches again? Oh, man. That worked out pretty well, though. So all that. Get that. Do we have feathers, too? Yeah, let's do up as many of these as we can. Alright, that is worth carrying a bow for. 48 arrows. Close the door. And let's have our start right. I know they're here somewhere. We were listening to them. Oh, there we go. Oh boy. That was a bit quicker than I expected. Speaking of which, let's do that. I kind of thought we were out looking over a crevasse or something. Okay, that's better. Enderman. Really don't want to wreck our bamboo. Oh, you are not an Enderman. Give me some arrows, though. There is an Enderman. Yay. We'll get to you, sir. Please be patient. Nicely done. That didn't even have the excitement of... Oh, is that the broken one? Yeah, 11. Nice. Alright. Yeah, I didn't even get to hype up Skilly and Enderman games. I just saw you got the one hit. I was like, well, I don't want him to come into me and still explode. I don't know quite how he got me from there. I assume that was supposed to have been the zombie. A little bit more light there. Still hearing others, which I expect means there's that Enderman still. Oh, I thought that was going to wrap down and below. Hi, are you stuck there? It's a funky little section. If they're all stuck there, I assume this is all connected. Can only wonder if it's the same stuff that's now back around. Ooh. Under our farm. That's pretty cool. Oh, hey, don't you... Okay. Sometimes you just let one clear the other. I do, at least. I shouldn't say you do. I recommend that you do. Alright. The main thing here is I don't want that Enderman to despawn. I'd like to get one pearl if we can. But I also like to get this coal and not have to... turn it into a complete deal. Oh, we're getting close too. So let's finish this up. See if we can go past the Enderman on the way back. Get him. Good, he's still there. And still no pearl there. That is a shame. Alright, how much more was there in here? Quite a bit. Yeah, this is just going to be a... Oh, we got... I think we started at 20 after, and it's now 13 after. So hopefully we can just do this a little bit. Then I'm kind of thinking, let's come back and do the ravine. See what we've got. The main point here, you know, if it had been just a small little cave, no worries. I expected it had some amount of volume because there were so many different mobs that were making noise under our feet at the bamboo. But having discovered that we've got, looks like, express down to level 11. It's a lot of lava. Ooh, and so that is where our stairs come out. So we are connected to the same system. I was like, oh, well, maybe we just do that, but I'd like to kind of explore this top bit because that keeps us a lot safer, right? If we can clear some of these ledges and caves that open onto it, that keeps the chance of things raining down on our heads a little bit less. All right. I don't know that we... Oh, I keep wanting to wrap us up, but it's going to take us a minute to get out and back over to the cabin, and then we mainly just got coal to clean up. Yeah, I guess we'll finish this one up and go. So we'll stay tight to an hour even with the thank you slide, and appreciate appreciating you guys, all that good stuff, and sorting out the inventory and kind of running us up for the next time. And as far as coal goes, this is just what we needed. Lots more we haven't even touched yet. So yeah, I think next episode is going to be continued resupply. I know, it keeps going. Oh, does not do anything. It's foolish. Got a broken record now. Okay, here we want to go quick and careful away from the bamboo, because I don't know what might have spawned, like the skelly. He's not super destructive. He hadn't taken much damage from that fire, had he? Hear a zombie burning, but of course it's the creepers that we're most concerned about. I don't want the edges of my home to be all creeper holed. We'll leave the boat. There's too many skellies and creepers, and we're trying to wrap up here. We'll mop them up next time if they're still around. Look at our fields are starting to go. Okay. Already beginning to feel uncomfortably full. Too bad. I will wipe that rather than thinking about wearing it to the nether. But with all those enchantments, we should get good XP out of it. Alright, a few odds and bits here. Dirt. Nope. That was the wrong one. On and on and on. Okay. So we got a bow, we got a bed. We have not upped our torches, which we'll need a lot of. And as much of that as possible. Man, at some point we need to do cows too, but we don't even have wheat yet. Alright, no sleep. We're good. So we'll wrap it up right here, and I will say a very much appreciated thank you to those of you guys who've been coming by and watching. I know this is kind of a tough stretch in any world where you gotta kind of put some focus on getting important stuff built and going, and we'd done a lot of that in the previous world, and then went off to go have fun and died. So quickly enough, I think if you've been hankering for some excitement and adventure, come on back for the next episode. It will be primarily, I think, underground. We'll run around, do a bunch of the caves. If they are not the one that are connected up underneath kind of our lake and stuff right outside our door, we'll do another exploratory, some tunnels and stuff under the fields to get those cleaned up and lit as well. and see where that takes us. But we're going to get a bunch of coal. The iron and copper and all that kind of stuff too is an incidental. Um, and at some point, we want to go way back down and uh, get a bunch more deep slate too. I need just enough to do the accents on the outside of our darkroom spawner as we build it, because I don't have to go back and do extra. And then we'll be ready to rock and roll. So that's kind of the roadmap for the next stuff. Again, really appreciated having you guys here for what was kind of setting up our bamboo for all time. I think the little grove that we made and put borders around and lit, that should serve us very well. I'm never too short of bamboo unless we really get into automation later, much later on, at which point that wouldn't help us at all. So did a lot of that, did some farming, and then went down in the caves after bringing up a lot of the supplies. And that's that was a full Minecraft day that we purely spent doing stuff that we otherwise, oh, we're out of this, we're out of that as we start getting going. So anyway, you guys rock. We are now at an hour and two, so sure enough, I grabbed too much coal. But you guys take care of yourselves, have a good break. I will too, and we'll see you back here for the next one. Bye now.